light. Shadows creep and crawl with every scream. Hear the echoes call. Synths and guitars in a haunting blend. An 80s vibe where the terror transcends. Shocktoberfest, scream until dawn. In your nightmares, the terror's reborn. Lights flash, monsters take flight. Embrace the darkness, it's a metal night.
How's it going, everybody? Wildman West here, and welcome to day 30 of Shocktoberfest 80s Rewind. We are closing out day 30 in 1989 with an Italian horror film. And one name comes to mind when it comes to Italian horror, and that is the legendary Dario Argento. He is known for doing quite a lot, whether it be directing his own films, such as one of my all-time favorites, Suspiria from the 1970s, as well as collaborating with doing his music from his band Goblin for George A. Romero's original Dawn of the Dead, and also helping write for other directors. And in this case, he is in the writing chair with the movie The Church. This is going to be one of those movies where I do tend to tread a little lightly because of the subject matter. Our movie starts off in the 12th century where knights are on a crusade and they come across a group of people that are apparently witches, or at least having the mark of the devil. They don't take very kindly to this, and they decide, well, a mass grave for these people is going to be the best option. We fast forward to centuries later, and a church has been built over this mass grave with a seal over the grave to make sure the evil is kept contained. Now, this church has definitely been through the ringer when it comes to the construction or destruction, because they're going to do some renovating and some drilling to maintain the foundation. While they're doing this, we meet a new librarian to document some of the artifacts within the church named Evan, which, hey, that's kind of cool. That name sounds a little familiar. Evan meets a young girl named Lottie who lives with her parents in the catacombs of the church and also helping out to the people that are involved, like the priests and whatnot. And eventually, Evan goes down into the deepest, darkest parts of the church and finds the seal. It gets opened. Evil runs amok, starts consuming people left and right. Lottie and her family are subjected to a lot of terror and violence, to the point where even Lottie's father is impaled by a jackhammer. The evil that's unleashed runs amok around the church and starts possessing people that are on tour guide situations, and people are trying to escape the church. It's barred, sealed shut, and nobody can escape. Apparently, part of the way for this evil to become massive and take over the entire area is for a human sacrifice. One woman is about to be sacrificed to complete the final ritual. And before we can get the evil out into the open, the seal is once again put down and the cathedral collapses with everybody in it. But somehow Lottie survives. They don't really say how. They don't even show her really finding an escape route. But nonetheless, she's able to escape, and evil has been eliminated. This movie was definitely an endurance trial. I'm not saying it's the worst movie of all time, if you get my drift, but it is very, very rough. It's very rough. It's going to talk about what I like and what I don't like about this film. What I like about this film, I like the fact that Dario Argento is associated with this because of his writing. He does tend to do a lot of great work. In this situation, I feel that he was trying to put 10 pounds in a 5-pound bag. And there's a lot of things in the plot that are very convoluted and muddy because, especially due to the back and forths from scene to scene to scene, it's very hard to keep up, and I was developing a lot of ADHD overload. Another interesting part about this, his daughter Asia Argento is also in this film as Lottie. And not just that, but she's been in quite a number of other movies. One movie that I remember when I was in high school was the movie Triple X with Vin Diesel. She does tend to do a lot of roles where very conflicted. That's the best way I could describe it. And that's not a bad thing. It's just she's definitely typecasted into that conflicted role. And she's made a name for herself, so I can't really give her too much grief for that. When I talk about the scene to scene to scene of ADHD overload, it definitely derives away from the plot. And we're going to talk about it again. Pacing, 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 pacing. Sometimes it goes really fast, sometimes it goes really slow, sometimes it's just there. And this was one of those movies where my attention span really fell short. And like that, this episode is going to be pretty short. It's time to grade this film. Oh, man. The only thing that's also saving this from getting an F is that Dario Argento's music from Goblin is in this. That's one of the most redeeming qualities of this film. I'm sorry to say that, but it's the truth. The grade for The Church is getting a D-. Because let's face it, I've said I don't want to fail any movie this year, and this was very, very, very close. So, Dario Argento, your music saved the movie. Well, we appreciate you sticking around for this quasi-phone-in episode for Shocktoberfest. If you've seen this movie and you agree with me, leave a thumbs up. And if not, if there's certain things that you liked that I was a little questioning, just leave it in the comments section. I'm really interested to know what y'all think about horror movies, because there are times where I really can get into them and get a really good idea of what message the movie's trying to convey. And then there's movies like this where I'm sitting there going, lemon curry. Other than that, make sure you share on social media, but most importantly, let's get this channel up to 500 subscribers by the end of the year. Push that little red button and ring the bell for instant notifications. Until then, I'm Wildman Wes, and we'll see you tomorrow for our final episode of Day 31 of Shocktoberfest 80s Rewind. Take care, and as always, stay scared, kiddies.